Steve one more time.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
Good. He will fell our enemies with his stench. I'm sure you're exaggerating.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Bathe him? Can't you just wave your staff and make him clean? Can't you just not smell him? Can't you just not smell him? He's a warhound. Now get not some pampered and powdered lapdog. Go ahead. He's getting a little rank.
Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
That is comforting. I am, for one, in no hurry for letting my spirit will fly free. The Chantry says we return to the Maker. We believe that we return to the stone and become ancestors.
And thus you embark upon another journey. Death is just the gateway.
I expect golems to be different.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, Master, I exist to serve the Master. I shall kill for the Master and only for the Master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners. I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
You just seem very animated.
I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
I agree. Being a golem would be handy.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
Don't cut it.
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
I heard that in Orlais, minstrels were often spies.
Where did you hear this?
I read it in a history book. Who cares, is it true or not? I read it in a history book.
And did you not think that this could be historical fact and no longer true? Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers. But some of them are what we call bards.
And the bards are spies. I thought minstrels were bards. What's the difference?
Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably, but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
A patron? What sort of patron? Does the monarchy govern them? What sort of services does a bard offer? Do they spy on Ferelden?
Some do. Mostly, it is nobles spying on other nobles. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
The game. I knew it! You're not just some innocent sister. You were a bard, weren't you? You seem to know quite a bit about these bards. Were you sat here to spy on me? I knew it! You're not just some innocent sister. You seem to know quite a bit about these bards.
And I shouldn't I, after having spent most of my adult life as one? You've guessed as much, I'm sure. But does it really matter what I was? What's past is past.
Well, why were you living closer, sister, in rural Ferelden?
I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to see the Maker brought me here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Something I can help with?
No.
Something on your mind?
Something on your mind?
Of course.
Yes. What can a Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So Templars use magic on themselves?
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
Have you hunted many mages?
No, I never actually became a full Templar. Duncan recruited me before I took my vows. I was only present during one harrowing. The ritual that they test the mages with. It's not unlike our joining, really. And just as deadly. The girl they tested, she had a demon put inside her to see if she could resist. And she couldn't. We had to end it quickly. I have to say I didn't have much interest in becoming a Templar after that.
So others could learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given Lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the Lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together.
Yep. Templars have their leash. Their Lyrium leash. Sounds like an excellent method of control. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. So you were addicted to Lyrium?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving Lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need Lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Starting to slow down a little, are we? Yes, you should rest. Get some rest.
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
No, you are not a chicken at all. No, you're a person. Yeah. There's still some left. There's still some life in those old bones, I bet. It's a little hard to miss, yes. You're very sprightful for your age, though.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
I'm sure you'll be kicking around for years yet. Hey, don't say those things. We still need you.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
Started.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Callow? You thought I was callow? Thanks, I guess. Callow? You thought I was callow?
You sound surprised. You must have heard this before. You'll get over it. Eventually.
So will you tell me now why you were caged? Why did I let you out of the cage again? So, will you now tell me why you were caged?
I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
Yes, I've seen a couple weak minds in my travel so far. Exactly what happened?
I told you before that I was sent here. I was not sent alone. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferellan countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
What happened to the other Qunari?
I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
You probably dropped it on the battlefield. What did you do?
I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know where it was?
They said they found me with nothing.
And then?
I killed them. With my bare hands. I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
You panicked over a lost blade?
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
If you're that prone to panic, maybe you didn't desert. Maybe you did desert. How can you possibly think that way? Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Where did you fight the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Callanhad.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Sire, I have more news. Oh, yes. Well, it seems that the fighting has gone exactly as you...
I would like to know what you intend to accomplish, Father. Should we not be fighting the Darkspawn instead of each other?
The nobility should be brought into line and then the Darkspawn defeated. This is no true Blight, Honora. Only Kaelin's vanity demanded it be so.
Beg pardon, sire. But Blight or no, we may not have the manpower to face the Darkspawn soon.
Kaelin approached your legions for support, did he
Never!
not?
Marek and I drove those bastards out! Not roll out the welcome for them now!
We need help, Father. We cannot deal with this crisis alone.
Ferelden will stand on its own! I will lead it through this, Honora. You must have faith in me.
Did you kill Kaelin?
Kaelin's death was his own doing.
Oh, thank the Maker. We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
Wow, what a massacre.
Rap, right ahead.
The assassin. The Antivan Crows. Is that right?
The Grey Warden dies here!
Be wary.
We all just get along.
Oh well. The elven assassin is wounded and unconscious, but alive. You could tie him up and talk to him if you wished. Kill him now. Wake him up and talk to him.
Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
That could be rectified. I decide I wanted to torture you first. I have some questions.
Ah, so I am to be interrogated. Let me save you some time. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly.
Which I have failed at, sadly. Who hired you to kill us?
A rather taciturn fellow in the capital. Logain, I think his name was. Yes, that's it.
Does that mean you're loyal to Logain?
I have no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I imagine. You threaten his power, yes? Beyond that, no, I am not loyal to him. I was contracted to perform a service.
Sten's copying me. How much were you paid? And now that you failed that service?
I wasn't paid anything. The Crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand. Which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest.
And when were you supposed to team next?
I wasn't. If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the crows are concerned. No need to see Logain then.
Why are you telling me all this? If you had failed.
What can I say, huh? I am an eternal optimist. Although the chances of succeeding at this point seem a bit slim, don't they? No, I don't suppose you'd find that funny, would you?
What are the Antivan crows?
I can tell you that. They are an order of assassins out of Antiva, very powerful and renowned for always getting the job done, so to speak. Someone went to great expense to hire this man.
Quite right. I'm surprised you haven't heard much of the crows out here. Back where I come from, we're rather infamous.
Not for being good assassins, I see. You came all the way from Antiva?
Not precisely. I was in the neighborhood when the offer came. The crows get around, you see.
Why are you telling me all this?
Why not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely.
Aren't you at least loyal to your employers?
Loyalty is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further.
I'm listening. Make it quick.
Well, here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the crows pause, so let me serve you instead.
Can I expect the same amount of loyalty from you? And what's stopping you from finishing the job later? You must think I'm royally stupid. Can I expect the same amount of loyalty out of you?
I happen to be a very loyal person. Up until the point where someone expects me to die for failing. That's not a fault, really, is it? I mean, unless you're the sort who would do the same thing, in which case I don't come very well recommended, I suppose.
And what's to stop you from finishing the job later?
To be completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you.
What do you want in return?
Well, let's see. Being allowed to live would be nice, and would make me marginally more useful to you. And somewhere down the line, if you should decide that you no longer have need of me, then I go on my way. Until then, I'm yours. Is that fair?
Why would I want your service?
Why? Because I'm skilled at many things, from fighting to stealth and picking locks. I could also warn you should the Antivan crows attempt something more sophisticated now that my attempts have failed. I also know a great many jokes. 12 massage techniques, 6 different card games. I do wonderful at parties, no?
6 different card games? Very well, I accept your offer.
A fine plan. But I would examine your food and drink far more closely from now on, were I you.
That's excellent advice for anyone.
Welcome, Zevran. Having an Antivan crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you're another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Or maybe not.
I hereby pledge my oath of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
Hey, you scavenger.
Back off! I was here first!
You haven't seen a sword lying around here, have you?
Why, you looking to buy one?
Only if it's Canary for a blade. No, my fairy lord. No.
A Q what?
Canary, you know, the murderous horde in the far north. People like my friend here.
Oh, is he? Well, that's... See, I'd like to sell you one, but I don't, have any myself. I got part of a glove the wolves didn't chew too badly, though. I think it was a glove, anyway. I know, don't say it, I got cheated. I knew the guy who was here before me. He sold me this spot. Said he found giants and all kind of crazy valuables. He didn't mention that he'd taken everything but the bones and the dirt already. His name's Ferrin. Squirrely little bastard, if you ask me. Which you didn't, but I said it anyway.
He sold you the spot? Does he own this land?
No, that's some freeholder or other. He just sold me the looting rights. I'm not building a house here or nothing. He was going to Ozammar, he said. I imagine he's gotten there by now. If you find him, tell him I sent you. It'll scare the piss out of him.
Hey.
Oh, my. I did not expect it to be this crowded.
I didn't get into this business to sit on my goods.
I do not understand what a golem is. Why would anyone create such a being?
Why would one create a sword? To strike at its enemies.
But you are no sword golem. You speak like a living creature, but act like a possession. I do not know what to make of you.
I am no possession. Not now that the control rod is broken.
No, it is still in your heart. Do you even realize this? Age by age have men stood up and said to the world, "From what has come before me I was forged, but I am new and greater than my forebears." And so each man walks the world in ruin, abandoned and untried, less than the whole of his being.
It is a riddle.
It seems so.
That was...
My brother and his family made it out of Lothering. He said that the Darkspawn attacked it the very next day.
The Darkspawn took Lothering, did they?
I don't know. I expect so, since there was no one there to stop them.
Well, it won't be much longer until those monsters get here. There doesn't seem to be anyone fighting them now.
Ruh, I'm right in front of you.
Step right, maker's breath. Oh, beg your pardon, friend. You, startled me a bit.
We're looking for a Canary sword.
Can what? I'm sorry, I don't know what that...
Where is my sword?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
I'd give it to him if I were you, Farron.
I don't have it. I swear by Andraste's knickers. I sold it on the way here.
Where is it now? Who did you sell it to?
I sold it to a dwarf in Redcliff, name of Dwin.
If you're lying, you do know we'll be back. What about a dwarf on with a canary blade?
I don't rightly know. He said he was a collector. It's none of my business what a person wants with my merchandise once it's changed hands.
We'll see.
Oh, time for home sweet home. Let's see how they treat me.
King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his appointed messenger.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign Dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Deshyrs, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Ozammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Settled. Something happened to, what was it, King Edrin?
You won't get in talking about a king like that.
Wait, look at me. You're the brand who dishonored the Proving. Trust you to be ignorant of our tragedy. Ozammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
I'm a Grey Warren. The treaty obliges Ozammar to aid me. The Grey Warrens need their traditional dwarven allies. A Blight is coming. They must unite for...
Wait. Who are you to speak for Ferelden? You're no messenger to Loghain. That's for certain.
Thank the ancestors.
Thank the ancestors. The Grey Orns need their traditional dwarven allies.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And what was that you said? A filthy brand? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Filthy brand? Execute the stain for the honor of Ferelden. Run to your false king. The dwarves will not hear him today.
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
You are free to enter Ozammar, Grey Warden, though I don't know what help you will find.
A trust follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. Your return is not celebrated, but we must respect your new role.
How magnificent.
Oh, thanks, guys. Paragon Orton.
Bread. Please, sir. Just a bit of bread.
Paragon Beatmont.
Don't say that. Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Paragon
Yes,
Branka. Paragon Lunetta. Paragon Hildren. And Paragon Geralt.
Shale, why do you refer to me as the Elder Mage?
Clearly because it is purple and a hyena.
Then you simply wish to be perverse? Surely you're better than that.
I have found that I'm allowed precious few amusements. Since so many prefer to call me Gollum, I enjoy referring to them in a similar fashion.
Oh, very well. But could you at least use a different adjective? I do not wish my age to be my defining characteristic.
As the fussy mage desires.
Oh, I give up.
Oh, I give up. That's a fussy mage desires. The key to the city. Let's head to the commons. It is good to be back.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in blood.
Or as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these Deshyrs in that diamond quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
He just gutted someone in the streets. What? Did Dusttown seep into the lower cities?
I won't have fighting in the commons, especially in front of outsiders.
Oh,
I'll have in the Legion. Pieta! I have enough crime without some casteless carrying weapons in the city. Your actions risk pain of death. Name yourself!
These old things of castles. Cast means nothing. I'm Cthulhu. Grey Warden is all the name you need. You bother Grey Warden, I'll risk of a lot of pain. Grey Warden is all the name you need.
Warden. You? When I heard they accepted a brand, I thought it was a joke. Surfacers and their cloud-addled heads. Fine, oh illustrious Grey Warden. What do you want?
The Blight is coming and I need Ozammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Deshyr lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
Sounds like Balin and Paramount are the ones to talk to. Can a city function like this?
You have little faith in your own city, Brand. Excuse me, Warden, but this isn't Dust Town. The tavern is open and the market is busy. Ozammar has suffered worse. The ancestors will see us through.
Paramount and Balin are the ones to talk to then.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned paragons?
Are you sure you're still a dwarf? Ancestors have patience. If Branka could hear this, well, I wouldn't be standing in dried blood. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate. The true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Shut up.
Ancestors, guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe, for you know what it is to mourn.
Why are you praying?
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? I can move aside. I don't have much to bring them.
Why were you praying?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turak of the Smith Caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
What happened to him?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after him. Do you want me to look for him?
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden. That's what we do.
Warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good Widow Filda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Brother Burkle.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
Why are you invoking a human god? May his divine spirit always light your way.
Ah, it's a great pleasure to meet a fellow believer. I'm Brother Burkle of the Redcliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Ozammar.
Whose permission do you need to open a chantry? Why would we want a human chantry in Ozammar?
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. But Ozammar persists in worshipping its paragons and forefathers instead of the Maker.
Let them worship whatever they like. The Khun is the only way to enlightenment.
You talk about the Khun. If the Khun is the true path, why suppress the chantry? If that's true, then he will come to it in time. Your path is no truer than his. Bah, you're both tedious. I'll hear none more of this. Huh. Why can't I persuade? What happens if I don't persuade? If that's true, then he'll come to it in time.
Perhaps. Each must find his own way to the truth.
Are you saying you will help?
Whose permission do you need to open the chantry?
The Shaperate controls changes in Ozammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
Do you want me to talk to him for you? The Shaper of Memories? Do you want me to talk to him for you?
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Will do. Cast.
Let's head to the Diamond Quarter. I have never been to the Diamond Quarter since, casteless and all.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? Sure. Oh, I actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Actually, I just came from there. My companion here is the senior enchanter of the Circle.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation and a great responsibility.
Why is a dwarf interested in the Circle?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Accept you for study? You want to leave Ozammar?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Ozammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcasts. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
An unlikely scholar.
I have a question it may be able to answer, Elder Mage.
Must it always be Elder Mage? I'm not a wizened old crone just yet.
Would it prefer mage well past her prime don't mind the sagging bits?
You have an odd way of requesting answers to your questions.
I'm curious about the abominations of the tower. Is it possible for such a creature to become human again?
Yes, it is simply very difficult. It requires travel into the Fade.
And is the mage the same afterwards as the mage was before?
No, I have never met such a person, but no, they are changed forever.
I understand. Thank you for the answer, wise one.
Cool. Let's head to the Diamond Quarter.
I can't believe it. I heard a dwarven Grey Warden came to Ozammar, and I couldn't help but hope. Look at you. My little brother, the returning hero. And with quite the unusual entourage.
Rika? Is that you under all those jewels? Rika, is that you under all those jewels?
Can you imagine? As of last month, I'm a royal concubine to House Iduken. They've moved Mother and me into the palace. You could fit our whole neighborhood just in the bathing room. I wish you could meet little Endrin, but they don't let me bring him outside the royal nursery.
Little Endrin? I'm afraid I'm not here for you. You're a mother? You're a mother? I was mother in Alaska. A royal concubine? To who? I was mother in Alaska.
Mother is... Mother. We have everything we could want now, but... Well, you know what they say. You can't leave Dusttown if you always take it with you. And I haven't seen Lesky since he left. Balin doesn't like me spending time off the estate.
You're Balin's concubine? Lesky knows how to take care of himself. You're Balin's concubine?
Can you believe it? My son is an Iduken. The future king of Ozammar spends his nights in my bed. Barat was a toad, but I have to thank him for teaching me to read, dance, massage, and whatever else Balin sees in me.
What? Balin poisoned his father and killed his brother. Then are you going to be queen?
Of course not. His wife will be queen. But my son is a prince. Your nephew could sit on the throne of Ozammar.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think Balin would let that happen. I'm sure the Assembly will see serious info for Balin. I'm afraid I'm not here for just a visit.
Why? What's wrong? All the news from the surface says terrible things are happening. Darkspawn attacks and a civil war among the humans.
A new Blight is coming. I need Ozammar to support the Wardens.
And I'm sure the Assembly would agree if they weren't busy arguing the secession. I hate this. Until there's a king, the Assembly would let the world collapse rather than bow to anyone's better judgment. But I can introduce you to Vartek of Vorn. He's Balin's chief lieutenant. He could help you if anyone could.
Great, take me there. Just tell me where he is, I'll find him. Just tell me where he is, I'll find him.
Vartek spends most of his time at the Assembly. I'll meet you there. He's more likely to listen if I introduce you. This is Balin's favorite.
Higher class midget lives
You have
here,
come
I'll
at a
wager.
difficult time. Ozammar.
Lord Haramont is a weak man, and he will be a weak king. Yes.
Yes. The shape grid. Oh yeah, let's actually walk in there. Time for some dwarven lore.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories?
Mostly dwarven lore.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaprid. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being casteless. Imagine. No offense, Warden. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dusttown. They couldn't know the value.
None taken, I guess. You say no offense, Warden. None taken. Casteless and all in gold. I have the brand.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Ozammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of the deep roads.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Haramont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
It's never too much to hope.
Shh! I'm doing very important work.
Honestly, writing stuff in stone is so much cooler than paper. Not gonna lie. Like, man, if the Constitution was written in stone, it would be 10 times cooler. I mean, it already is pretty cool, but it'd be way cooler. The deep roads. I love the deep roads.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Ozammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
I'd like to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request. Have you grown so fond of the Surfacer's ways in your brief absence?
I come on behalf of Brother Burkle, the cleric of Redcliff.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
I have persuasion. What harm would it be to let him preach?
He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Ozammar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Tell me some of Ozammar's history.
Perhaps the books here can make up for the lack of attention you paid your elders. We were a great empire once, and our land stretched through the deep roads. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caridan, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caridan's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Golems like this?
Yes. We have only a few dozen left in Orzammar, and I do not recognize this one. Where did you find it? Every golem is precious to us. We'd pay a good sum for a new find.
I'd sooner jump into a pit of lava.
Unfortunate. Was there anything else? I must tell the rest of the Shaperate about this discovery.
Was that foreshadowing? I'd rather throw myself into a pit of lava. Was that foreshadowing? Where's Kal Sharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last Blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the Blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caridan, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caridan's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
What's a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Okay, never mind.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
The Grey Warden. I've heard a lot about you from Rika. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
This treaty obliged Orzammar to send troops to the service.
Ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
I am at the assembly. Is there some way I can help? Battle of Blight is more important than politics. Can I talk to Balin?
My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harriman for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
I thought King Endrin himself supported Harriman. What do I need to do?
Harriman promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshyrs, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harriman can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harriman gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
I have to think about this.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
Here we go.
Why didn't you tell Vartag you'd help him? Everything he said sounded reasonable. You stop Harrowmont from swindling those Deshyrs, and in return, you meet the prince.
Do you know anything about Lord Dance?
Not a lot. She's supposed to be very practical. She doesn't care about larger issues, only how her own house is affected. Vartag speaks favorably of her dedication.
Is there anything I need to know about Lord Hammond?
His mother is getting on in years and gave up her assembly seat to him. Many of the nobles think he's a disappointment. He actually thinks the lower classes are people. I could almost like him if he wasn't such a vocal supporter for Harrowmont.
Sounds more like nowadays politics. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Oh, they hurt. How's Vartag related to Balin?
He isn't, but Gavorn is a very minor house, and Balin has always favored them. Vartag's son was fostered with Iduken, which was a great honor. Balin promised that when little Indrin is 12, he'll spend a year there in exchange.
Tell me a little Indrin.
Finally, you ask. He's beautiful. With the biggest brown eyes, and so smart. He already knows who his father is. I'm sure his first word will be Prince. But you're giving me that look. I can take a hint. Finish your business and we can talk later.
I should keep
Only if it's to tell Vartag you'll help him. Otherwise, I'll keep you here all day.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Less, I want to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the surface trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshyrs, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough. The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
I assume the assembly sound controls their emotions.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only Deshyrs and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
I'm just observing. Pay me no
Stone. You must be the Grey Warden. I completely forgot about the Gate Guard's message. Welcome back to Ozammar, Warden. A great deal has changed in recent days. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Is there no way I can break the stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulin Ferender, Harrowmont's man, can be found at the Harrowmont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Balin, he's not a good guy.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Ferender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Ozammar to aid against a blight. I would like to speak to Lord Harrowmont.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Balin's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
Just like Balin. Vartag wants me to besiege Hermot's reputation.
I see. Well, it hardly increases my confidence to hear that you went to him first. I assume you refused?
I'm looking for a better offer.
If you want Lord Hermot's assistance, first you'll have to prove he can trust you.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Hermot's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshyrs take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Hermot's best fighters into stepping down.
No, the proving again. So they want to enter the proving in Hermot's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Hermot would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'll enter the proving again. I don't want to start picking sides.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Hermot's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Beisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Cheers. 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogden. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat?
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Ozammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
Who was that? Why did you shout Steve Bloom off?
Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Who was Ogren?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
What happened? Who's Branka?
The only paragon in the last 4 generations. Quite an honor for a girl from the Smith caste.
Why did Branka go into the deep roads?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
How did she become a paragon?
She invented a smokeless fuel that let the Smith caste increase their output by nearly 1/3. Deaths from the Black Lung also dropped. The Assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Branka, Ogren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name.
Branka was married to that drunk?
Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith, and Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation.
Is that what you two were arguing about, Branka?
It's been 2 years since Branka left. No one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching.
Why does Ogren care so much about Branka?
She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the deep roads and abandoned him.
I should get going
If you
now.
see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
Time to head to the common.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia's not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Jarvia. Carta. I wouldn't need you, Carta thugs.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well. Looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
You get out of here. This is private business.
Looks more like extortion.
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Ozammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
10 gold sovereigns? Don't you know who I am? That sounded like a threat. Did you say Jarvia's running the Carta?
And what the sod do you know about? Hey, you're the duster. The one who acts Barat. Jarvia's been looking for you, and I bet she'd rather deal with you herself. Enjoy your last night alive, duster.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
Jarvia runs the Carta? Know anything about that?
She's a monster, plain and simple. The Carta used to prey only on their own kind, but since Jarvia stepped in, they even dare the upper city. Whoever takes the throne had better root out the whole nest of them. That Carta's worse than a pack of cave rats.
What do you got for sale? What do you know about her Carta?
A band of casteless thugs. They're to blame for all the crime in Ozammar these days. They're criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable.
Check your eyes before I black them. A casteless saved you.
I suppose there are a few decent souls born in the lot. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm grateful for your help, but I don't think we have any more to talk about.
Hey, Burkle, your chantry is available. You can thrive in Ozammar now.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper.
He agreed to hold your player meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
Sure, why not? I'm heading to the tavern real quick. Cora.
Oh, wonderful. A Dwarven tavern. I've always wanted to try some of their ale. I hear it's quite potent.
If you want to drink in here, Brand, you'd better have the coin. I'll know if it was stolen.
Is that how you treat a Grey Warden?
So that explains the steel you're wearing. I was about to call a guard. I suppose you're the one from the Proving. Well, welcome to Tapsters, and hope we can serve you.
Just because a Brand is wearing armor, they get sent to jail or worse. That's I love Ozammar. Just because I'm a Grey Warden means I get to walk freely. I don't want to hear a bit about the city. The city sucks. I'm just
Certainly,
looking around.
Warden.
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy?
They're everywhere! I can't take it! What? Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
Is this the Darkspawn corruption or just madness?
This thing's older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Gotcha, Spider-Man. That was Spider-Man. Hey, Ivan. I heard you came here.
What do you want? I know who you are. That casteless whelp who ran off to become a warden. People are saying how you've thrown yourself on the Harrowmont's wagon train. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest.
Should I know you or this Branka? All the rest of whom?
Power-hungry deep lords. The only real concern they have is whose ass gets the throne. You don't have to play dumb, Warden. Their lackeys only come to me when they want something. Well, if you want the secrets of a paragon, do the work and find her.
Is that who Branka is? She's the paragon?
City's only living paragon, and she's been lost in the deep roads for 2 years. 2 years, and no one's raised a bleeding army to go look for her. What's it matter to you, huh? You trying to find out her secrets? That what Harrowmont sent you here for? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He looking to take it for himself? A little lost technology of the ancients to throw Balin right out of the picture?
We're talking about what technology? What if I genuinely want to help you?
Too little, too late. But it's a nice gesture, Warden. If you think your boot kissing will get you an in I don't have, you're welcome to try this. I know both Harrowmont and Balin have been asking about her. 2 years without a peep, and suddenly now they want to start looking. If you find out what they know, it might just put me a step closer to finding her. Or sit here and have a drink. It's all the bleeding same to me. Barkeep.
Okay. Okay, Ivan. I might be back. I might.
What do you estimate are the chances of success, Konari?
For the Grey Warden, little to none.
So why does it follow? I do not risk death, but it does.
My mission is no different from the Grey Warden's. I must see this through to the end.
It would rather perish than give up its quest.
Indeed. There is honor to be salvaged in such a quest, no matter its chances.
Honor is a curious thing. It is far better to be practical.
What use is practicality when it leads to cowardice and emptiness? It is better to live well than to live.
An interesting theory.
There is worth in your life, Shale. There is value, but only if it is used.
Wise words then. Gwydion.
What are you doing here? They've kept all casteless off the ground since that Grey Warden fiasco.
Mimi. Get your head in the sand. I am that warden.
Oh. Well, if the ancestors smiled on you, who am I to say they were wrong? Name's Gwydion, and I just tendered my resignation. Somehow I don't think the ancestors will favor me today.
Dolan Funder asked me to talk to you.
I bet he did. That man thinks nothing is beneath him. Well, you could just tell him I had my reasons. It's not so much what happened, as what's going to. I heard from a reliable source Lord Harrowmont's already given up the throne. Balin called this whole proving to let his lordship save face when he concedes.
That's ridiculous. Harrowmont isn't conceding. Point of embarrassment.
Oh? And where did you hear this? That's more reliable than a member of the Assembly.
I heard from Paramount himself.
Well, that's not what I expected. I know Lord Harrowmont. He's an upstanding man. He'd never lie to someone's face. Maybe you're right. I'm just a warrior. I've always tried to stay out of these noble politics. If I find out this whole thing was some flunky of Balin's lying to me for his own gain, I'll...
Get back in the proving and knock some heads. Go in for Lord Harrowmont.
Maybe I will at that.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing back here? Did the Wardens realize their mistake and throw you back?
I like to fight as Lord Harrowmont's champion.
Being a Warden isn't good enough. Now you have to worm your way into the highest ranks of society. Never mind. It's your right, I suppose. Let me just put you into the schedule here. Now, is there a particular name you wish listed?
I am Cthulhu of the Grey Wardens. So you know my name, and you know my title.
I'll just call you Grey Warden, then, and avoid us both some embarrassment. We actually have an opening in the first round. Are you ready to start?
Embarrassment because my brand.
My brand is embarrassment. Who will I be fighting?
Looks like Suwern's drawn first bout. He was one of the youngest champions ever. Beat his own father at 12 years old. All for the right to earn his battle status 2 years early. Are you ready to start?
Ready and eager.
That's what I like to hear. I will warn you, though. This is your last chance to make preparations or meet the competition. Once the fights begin, there are no new additions to the roster. All withdrawals are treated as losses and a sign of the ancestors' disfavor. Do you want to start, or would you like some time? The fighters' quarters are behind the ring.
What am I waiting for? What are you waiting for? I want to fight.
Go down to the ring, then. I'll be right there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Ozammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. First up is Suwern of the warrior caste. Many of you remember when Suwern made history as a lad of 12 by defeating his own father in this very ring. Today, he fights as a champion for Prince Balin. Opposing him, in Lord Harrowmont's name, is a member of the famed Grey Wardens.
In the name of House Iduka and our future King Balin.
For the glory of Lord Harrowmont.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
All the noise and bother.
Easy. Just like I remembered.
The winner is the Grey Warden! That was an exciting start, Warden. Suwern is rarely trounced, and so thoroughly. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is my next opponent?
Next, you're up against Miaja and Lukjan. As twins, they've always been allowed to fight as a single person. They're warrior caste, but their mother was a smith, so watch out for Miaja's hammer. And don't forget Lukjan. Most fighters do, and end up with a knife in their spine. Are you ready to begin?
Just point me to the ring.
All right, then. I'll see you out there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Ozammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round, Harrowmont's champion takes on the notorious duo, the warrior caste twin terrors, now fighting for Prince Balin, Miaja and Lukjan.
May the stone honor you.
When you fall.
Sure. And may the dirt taste good when I feed it to you.
Ancestors, guide my arm.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! They're all so eager.
Demon.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Well, that was an exciting bout. 2-on-1, and you took them both easily. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is my next opponent?
This bout should be quick and dirty. You'll be fighting Hanashan, one of the legendary Silent Sisters. She's a ferocious fighter, and dedicated enough to cut out her own tongue. Are you ready to begin?
I've actually heard about this. I've learned about this one. Just point me to the
All
ring.
right, then. I'll see you out there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Ozammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Paramount's champion has held the field so far, but how will he do against one of the legendary Silent Sisters? We'll find out as the Warden faces Lady Hanashan, who proves her worth to Paragon Ashtith the Grey by cutting out her own tongue. And to our Prince Balin by fighting in his name.
Metal. For the future King Hermon. Is self-mutilation supposed to frame me?
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Self-mutilation is supposed to frame me? Easy.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Paramount will be pleased, Warden. The Silent Sister's support was a great boost for Balin. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is my next opponent?
This should be a good match. You'll battle Wojak Ivo, master of all weapons, prisoner of none. He makes it a point never to use the same technique twice. Are you ready to begin?
Did you just say Wojak? Yeah, just point me to the ring.
All right, then. I'll see you out there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Ozammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round is paired combat. Just as Kiatchet fought as King Bloadvik II defending our empire, so have dwarves always fought alongside a second. Master of all weapons, prisoner of none, Wojak Ivo has never won the same way twice. What will he do today, lords and ladies? And will it win the day for Prince Balin? Grey Warden,
I doubt it.
Choose your second, for you face Wojak Ivo and Valan.
Ooh. I will fight with Heramon's warrior. Oh, yeah, let me rephrase that. I will fight with Heramon's faithful warrior, Gwydion.
Your trust humbles me.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Double shot. Nice. We did it. Easy.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Wojak Ivo is one of the best this arena has seen, Warden. Heremont picked wisely. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is my next
This
opponent?
is the championship round. A full squad-on-squad combat. The Jotun leads the same team he's taken to victory in over a dozen Deep Roads expeditions. Are you ready to face the final test?
Ready to
May
win the
the
title.
ancestors choose wisely. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Ozammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Only 2 warriors remain. Fighting for his royal cousin Balin, the Jotun has led his team to triumph over every unit so far. Challenging him on behalf of Lord Harrowmont, the Grey Warden has risen from nothing to stand at the competition's summit. Each will lead a full unit of 4 soldiers to see once and for all whom the ancestors favor.
Fight well. Judgment is question. The throne will never leave House Idun.
I dedicate my triumph to Harrowmont's victory.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Oh, I get my whole team.
We can't get stuck. I don't like that short tagging. It's done, no. Good job, Wynne.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Congratulations! You defeated the man Prince Trian himself once called the Horns of my army. Do you deny this Grey Warden has earned the championship? Then it is my honor to declare this Grey Warden champion of the Proving, who has shown that the ancestors favor Lord Harrowmont.
May the assembly heed the ancestors to choose Harrowmont. It was an honor.
Through this day, we affirm the friendship between our city and your order.
Oh, hey, you healed his wounds.
You
Good job,
showed
Wynne.
him. The ancestors are smiling on Lord Harrowmont today.
I forgot the nug stand.
Why are you here?
I beg your pardon?
Women are artisans or merchants, or farmers, though you don't seem particularly earthy. They have no place in war.
I can't even begin to tell you what's wrong with that idea.
It is not done. There is no more to it.
I do not understand. Do the Kunari have no female mages? No female warriors?
Of course not. Why would our women wish to be men?
Do you believe I wish to be a man?
You cannot be a man. That will lead you only to frustration.
I believe this discussion does the same. Let us speak no more of it, Sten.
As you wish.
Or back. Oh, Dolan.
Atrosvala, champion. I hear your performance in the Proving was nothing short of amazing. I thank you for whatever you said to Guidon. He fought like a Berescarn and showed many Deshyrs the strength of House Harrowmont's support. There can no longer be any doubt where your sympathies lie. If you're ready, Lord Harrowmont will see you now.
Finally.
It would be an honor.
The honor is ours to have found such a staunch and upright ally. His lordship is looking forward to meeting you.
I appreciate what you have done, Warden, and I apologize for putting one of your rank through such trials. I am Lord Pyral Harrowmont, and I thank you for your efforts to help me preserve King Endrin's throne.
You're going to give me my troops? I doubt that. Or would Edrin prefer you over his own son?
You may not know the story, but Balin is actually the youngest of three. Endrin's eldest, Trian, was murdered in the Deep Roads not a year ago. His middle son was found standing over the body and was exiled. But I've always found it suspicious that Balin knew just where to look. Endrin loved his sons too much to voice such suspicions. But he knew Balin's only interest in ruling was to further his own power.
I feel like that was very suspicious. Balin said you planted those suspicions. You believe you would be a better king than Balin?
I have never sought the throne. My role was to serve Endrin, first as his advisor, then as an elected Deshyr in the Assembly. Harrowmont has never been king, and I always assumed Trian would rule after his father. But both Endrin and my colleagues have asked me to step up, and I will not back down when Ozammar needs me.
The Assembly has more power than the king?
The Assembly represents the voices of the wisest, most noble families. While we need a single king to preside over important functions and lead us in battle, the Assembly better represents all in Ozammar.
All I want is the support against the Blight.
For us, the Darkspawn are a constant menace, so a Blight may not elicit the same urgency you are used to. Ultimately, the Assembly decides what troops to send. If they no longer fear civil war, they'll have no reason to hold back. If you want my support to count, I will have to be king, and right now, there is no sure way to get there. Have you heard of a woman named Jarvia and the criminal carter she runs?
Yes. You could say we have history.
You would know better than I the many ways the casteless hide from authorities in Dust Town. I hoped you might still have old contacts who could help dig out Jarvia.
I'll deal with Jarvia. Be ready to help against the Blight. My sister is Balin's concubine. If you become king...
Your sister? I see. This is new to me. What happens to her is more House Iduken's concern than my own. But I promise no harm will come to her by my doing.
I'll deal with Jarvia. Be ready to help against the Blight.
Do this, and I promise if I take the throne, I will not stop until the Assembly sends your troops. Look for Jarvia in Dust Town. Do whatever it takes to see that justice is served.
Aw. That's all you do is just sit there and stand. Oh, what's this? Oh, well, what's all this then?
Balin will not allow it.
Very, very bold. I would expect that in Dust Town.
For sport?
They're also recruits. Get plenty of it.
I expected him. How much really does he have? Yeah, what a nice welcome home. What are you guys standing here for? What are you standing around?
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform.
I'm Cthulhu, a Grey Warden. I don't know why I need to persuade that.
Oh, You looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity. Especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
I have to hear what you're asking.
Human kings, you know, they make these ridiculous laws. Like about who gets to buy and sell Lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of a stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that Lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns. You can keep it for, since you can travel freely from here. Sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee.
It must be dangerous if you're paying so much.
Most dwarves born down here have a natural immunity. Other races, there are problems if they spend too long with the ore. The real issue is that Lyrium's valuable. It's only found down here, and human mages can't work without it.
Sounds like I wouldn't approve your kind of opportunity. Wait, what? I don't have that kind of
As long
money.
as you keep your eyes down and your mouth shut, we've got no further business.
I'll keep. Oh, okay.
Chew me up and swallow me whole. I never thought I'd see you back here. What happened, Duster? You miss getting spit on?
Lesky, it's great to see you.
And don't you sound all proper and fancy like. Is that to match the new steel? So what are you doing here? Not crawling back to die in the deep roads yet, right?
You know what happened to the card right after I left?
Jarvia didn't waste a day. Apparently killing all possible competitors was her way of mourning. She made some kind of deal with Barat's family topside, claimed to be his wife, kept the whole Lyrium trade flowing. But Endrin's death really opened new ground. All of a sudden, guardsmen were all busy in the Diamond Quarter. Jarvia moved right in.
So you're not in the Cardo anymore?
Stone, no. You think Jarvia'd give me a hug and a kiss for taking down her lover? We even talked about taking over when he was gone. You think she can't smell that? So, seriously, Duster, why are you here?
Lord Harrowmount wants me to clean up a little.
So, now you're doing Harrowmount's dirty work. Is that part of your duties as a warden?
Harrowmount's fair man. He'll be a good king.
Yeah, he's everybody's favorite. Beloved of the ancestors, upholder of Ozammar's traditions, blah, blah, blah. Still doesn't exactly make him the champion of Dusttown, you know.
Can you just tell me where Jarvia is?
Look, she'd kill me if she knew I know this. But after Balin took Rika up city, the Carta laid claim to your old home. They put a back entrance in. It just goes to some storage shells, but there's probably a way into Barat's old estate from there. Now I better get out of here before anyone sees us together, but, tell me how it turns out.
Okay, now it's time to go back to home sweet home.
Well, look what we have here. Jarvia said you were looking for trouble. Congratulations. You found it. Don't kill me! Sorry, ancestors. What do they teach you on the surface? You fight like a bleeding archdemon. I was just doing what Lesky asked. Said Jarvia gave the word to make sure you never left.
That traitor, tell me where he is. Or you die.
Lesky sent you?
He told us he'd get you here. All we had to do was take you out. You don't disobey Lesky, you know. He's Jarvia's top man.
No, he did say something about that. I can't believe it. Where is he now? That traitor! Don't worry, or you die too!
The base is below the city. You can get to it through the wall of the third house on this row. Put this token through the slot, and it'll open. Will you let me go now?
No, you all die like Jarvia's lackeys.
Or I die. Hey.
It is done.
Can't inhabit my home and not die.
This was my home. Oh. No, that was there before. Dang it, if only I was a rogue. Lesky. Oh, hey you, suspicious door. Very suspicious door. This door appears to be made of solid stone. There are no visible means of opening it. On closer inspection, there is a small slot concealed in a fold of stone, just big enough for a finger. Put a finger bone token in the slot. The door unlocks. Let's go into Jarvia's Carta. So, it's not like they never inhabited that house for long. Hey, Carta.
What's the password?
Balin rules forever. Hermont rules forever. Jarvia sucks lizard eggs.
Looks like we have a martyr, boys.
Jarvia sucks lizard
If it must.
Yeah, punch people, I guess. Yeah. What? You already... More Carta. Oh, is that Canary? Oh, I got my own Canary. And ours is better. 3 sovereigns for 1.
All the noise and bother.
I got freaking 8 hearts from Wynne from like 80. I mean, those chests usually don't have anything. Usually. Oh, another Canary? Why is there so many Canaries that he do things? Carta. Oh my god. Hell no. Do not give me that. This one. More enemies.
Something comes.
Oh, he's the person side. I'll say. I was here before. We're very close to that bookcase now.
I bear the scars of battle. Yes, direct me.
Ooh, remembering this cast. Another Canary? Bruh. Why you doing the cold? That sword is very, very, very powerful.
Alright.
Chaos back.
onward. I can go through the... I hate you, Gabe. Maybe I underestimate Jarvia. Maybe I can convince Celeste this time. Let's go.
If it isn't our little runaway, come back to finish the job.
Lusky, how could you do this?
What was I supposed to do? You were gone and Jarvia's pulling the strings. Not all of us got your opportunities.
I thought you were happy for me.
Go off, be a warden, rah-rah. I'd have shared a mug for sure, but I still gotta live here. Maybe you forgot with all that sun blinding you, but there weren't too many options.
Oh, please. Who do you think suggested going after you? Lesky's been licking my feet to get back in favor ever since you crawled up from under Barat's corpse. When he heard you were in town, he finally had a way to prove his loyalty.
I never would have betrayed you.
You got too much sun on the brain. You forgot what it's like. When Barat died, Jarvia came out on top. She's got the swords, she's got the coin, and she's got the bed where I sleep. If you were here, you'd have done the same.
How could you trust her after what Barat did to
You
him?
messed with his plan. He lost thousands of sovereigns because of us. What else could he do?
I knew you couldn't really turn on me.
No. We'll see who holds the leash here. Let's kill him.
Yep. More about Barat. Just like the intro. Right. It's gonna be like, oh, where you come from? Oh no!
God! By all the beards of my ancestors! How did you... Where did you come from? You made a hole in my wall!
That hole has a tunnel leading to the Caridan hideout.
It does? Oh, sod it. If people find out about this, my business will be ruined. They'll think I have something to do with Jarvia.
Don't worry about it. Jarvia's dead.
How? Did you... You did, didn't you? You killed her. And then you climbed out of there into my shop. Oh, just leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with this. And if anyone comes asking, I'm gonna tell them you did it. You again. Here to buy something, or were you just thinking of wrecking another part of my shop?
I was thinking about it. Do you have a daughter named Dagna?
Has she been bothering you? It's a whiff of surface stick, and she's like a cave tick. Won't let go.
I like to help her stay with
Do
me.
you even know what that means? If Dagna goes to the surface, she forfeits her caste. She'll never be able to marry or work in Ozammar again. Dwarves don't do magic. Dagna knows that. It's just a childhood fantasy that dies hard. Please, if you see her, send her back and let me talk some sense into her.
The Caridan. No, another one will just sprout again. And that's the second time I had to cut off the Caridan. In one game.
Grey Wardens present in Orzammar. Endorsement of Lord Harrowmont of Low.
Hut. I thought I saw shiny.
I heard the news. Jarvia and her Carter are dead. I suppose it was unrealistic to expect them to surrender.
Yeah, that's very unrealistic. I offered them mercy, but they chose to fight. Yeah, that sounds nice.
Would that some of the noble caste had such loyalty. I have no desire to go back on my word. But when Balin heard the news about Jarvia, he raised the stakes. He is forcing a vote in the next 2 days. By law, that prevents the Assembly from hearing any other pleas. To help with your troops, I will require your assistance one last time. Do you know anything of the Paragon Branka?
Oh boy. Always another step. Get to the point. I've heard the name. The Assembly registered to Paragon for inventing a new fuel.
Yes, a smokeless fuel that made underground forges safer than they've ever been. 2 years ago, she took her entire house into the deep roads on a mad quest to uncover ancient secrets. No one's heard from her since. Were she to return and endorse someone for the throne, the Assembly would be honor-bound to accept her wishes.
Coolio. I'll get you to the throne. I will find Branka. I'm sure Branka will either support you as the king.
It's hard to say what she would do. She wasn't exactly known for her predictability. She never seemed to like being a paragon. She was devoted to her craft, never cared for politics. But one of the most brilliant minds Ozammar has seen. Branka hated Darkspawn with a passion. She would certainly be a valuable voice to support your treaty.
Well then, I'm off to find Branka.
My men traced Branka's disappearance to an ancient crossroads known as Caridan's Cross. It is many miles below where we normally venture, but I can provide a map to lead you there. Just enter the deep roads through the mines. Thank you again, and may the ancestors guide your steps.
Okay, send. Not to be mean. Hut. Oh, good.
Does that lead out to the deep roads? I hear them.
So, you were serious before when you said you wanted to help Branka, huh? I'm Ogren. I don't know if you remember. People seem to forget me these days. Or ignore. I forget which.
You're Branka's ex-husband.
I'm still her husband. More than that, I'm the only one who cares about her as a person. Not some symbol to leave in the deep roads where she can't offend anyone. I know what Branka wanted and how she was looking. You, I assume, know whatever Harrowmont's men have dug up on where exactly she disappeared. If we pool our knowledge, we stand a chance of finding Branka. Otherwise, good sodding luck.
I like the way you think. Sounds like a deal.
You should know that Branka was looking for the Anvil of the Void, the secret to building golems, which was lost centuries ago. The smith Caridan built it, and with it, Ozammar had 100 years of peace, while it was protected by the golems forged on the anvil. As far as anyone knows, the anvil was built in the old Orton Tig. Branka planned to start looking there, if she could ever find it. All she knew was that it was past Caridan's Cross. No one's seen that Tig for 500 years.
Caridan's Cross. Harrowmont gave me a map. I got to go to Caridan's Cross. I can go to Caridan's Cross.
If we're going, let's get moving. Branka's not gonna sodding find herself.
Oi. I got access to go into the deep roads.
Sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without a Deshyrs' permission.
Open your eyes, man! This Grey Warden is on a quest to find your paragon. Do I have to take your stinking head off?
What Ogren is trying to say is we have permission.
Ogren could have been a Deshyr for House Branka. I suppose he's the next best thing in both skill and arrogance. You may pass. I'd offer more assistance, but my command post is here. All of Ozammar relies on us to hold this line.
Are Darkspawn the only danger of the tunnels?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Deep stalkers? Are there no dwarves past this
A
point?
few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too.
The Legion of the Dead?
You know the Legion, don't you? Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
They're so cool. Deep stalkers?
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Yeah, they're really scary.
Best of luck.
Deep stalkers are out of work. Unlost Kalshrok from the Dwarven Empire. Into the deep roads. Straight to Caridan's boss.
Caridan's Cross. I can't believe Harrowmont actually tracked this place down. This used to be one of the biggest crossroads in the old empire. You could get anywhere from here, including Orton Tig.
What's so important about Orton Tig?
It's the home of Caridan, the paragon who made the anvil. He was an Orton before he founded his own house, and even then, he spent most of his time in Air Tig. Branka figured it was the best guess for where the anvil was located.
Do you know anything else about the anvil?
No one but Caridan ever really knew more than it had some kind of stone-blessed power. Every golem who ever ranged across the Empire was hammered on the steel of that anvil. But no one ever knew exactly how they were made. But Branka was sure she could find out.
Who's Caridan?
Only Branka's hero. The most famed paragon ever to rise from Smith Cast. He built the anvil, and he's the only one who ever knew its secret. He was an Orton before he founded his own house, and even then, he spent most of his time in Air Tig. Branka figured it was the best guess for where the anvil was located.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for the rerun. Okay. So where are we go from here?
Branka dug up some maps of the ancient empire. It's a little tough to tell with so much of it collapsed now. But near as I can figure, we're on the right path for Orton Tig.
See any sign of Branka yet?
Not one. But trust me, we will once we're on the path to the old Orton Tig. She was going to Caridan's home.
Take a shot for every time you hear Orton Tig.
I've been waiting for someone to say that for 2 sodding years.
2 sodding years. 2 curse words in this game that I really like. Sodding and Vasher. Vasher. More harder goons.
Well, look what we have here. A couple of Harrowmont's little lackeys. Let's show them who's king. All the noise and bomb.
Dang. Dark spot.
Pardon?
Oh, I'd give you a roll. Why not?
A roll?
Aye, anytime. Preferably in the dark.
I suppose I should be flattered.
I'm not sure I have the equipment for that, but sure, whatever gets you working.
Pardon? Huh?
I'm sensing more dark spots.
More traps. When we walk past.
Right.
Freaking locked and loaded.
I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
Because I'm not human?
Oh, it's not just that. Well, I'm sure that's part of it, but it's not only that. Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
I'm casteless and an exile, is that what you meant?
Then that must be it. My experience with dwarves is limited, but obviously I need to encounter more of them. Other than Ogren. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
And we wouldn't want that. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
It is quite welcome. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Perish the thought.
The elder age watches me. I'm reminded of a certain former master whose head I crushed, or so I'm told.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shale. I am simply curious about you, that's all.
As my former master would say during his experiments.
Oh, I would do no such thing. I just find the idea of you so fascinating. On the one hand, it seems it would be so sad and so lonely in existence. And on the other, you are so very powerful. No golem I know of has ever had free will as you do. May I ask what you intend to do with it?
Other than exterminating the vermin of the sky?
Yes. Other than that?
I do not know. Crushing heads is fun, for now.
Well, that's something.
Well, that's... Okay, on deeper into the deep roads. Our past is crossroads. Mines. What? Mine stakes and homes consumed by the horrors of the endless war. The endless war against Darkspawn. Orton Thaig.
By the tits of my ancestors. Orton Thaig. I never thought I'd see this place in the flesh. I can see Branka all over this place. She always took chips from the walls at regular intervals when she was in a new tunnel. Checked their composition. If she was still here, though, she'd have sentries out by now.
What can you tell me about these rooms?
This was Caridan's home Tig. He was an Orton before he got raised to Paragon. Even stayed here when he could have had his own house. I guess he didn't want to move his people to Bunamar.
What's Bunamar?
The city of the dead. Caridan built it to honor the Legion of the Dead, but it was more like a sodding mausoleum than anything. Of course, that was all before he built the anvil. After that, he was the city's pet genius until he angered the king and fell into disfavor.
So there was a city here?
No, there was a Tig here. The Orton Tig. Bunamar is north and west of here. But that's not important. Or at least I hope it isn't. The City of the Dead is known as the Dead Trenches since the Darkspawn conquered it. Much of the Legion was destroyed when the fortress fell.
And you have no idea what this anvil is?
No one does. At the time, Orton Tig was almost part of the main city. No one bothered to mark where the anvil was stored. Now it's impossible to know if it's been moved or even destroyed. But trust me, if we find it, we find Branka.
Well, let's get going
Couldn't
then.
have said it better myself.
Bunamar. That's the place that I remember the most out of the deep roads. That's where the Darkspawn are at the hardest. It's so much fun.
Have you given any thought to your future, Shale?
I was thinking I might, join the Chantry, become divine, and have giant Andraste golems fashioned to conquer the lands.
Truly?
No.
It was a serious question. One day the quest of these Grey Wardens will be finished one way or another. What will you do then?
The quest of the Grey Wardens is to destroy the Darkspawn, I thought.
Oh, so you share a larger purpose with them? Is that your ultimate goal?
I had not given it much thought. It might be better than slaughtering every bird in existence.
Well, yes. At the very least, it's worth thinking about.
Not really. Give me there.
Also good to die.
Yes, spirits and golems are good to die.
Well, this is nice. Mountain air, quiet village. But where is everyone?
I wouldn't say this is a village.
There's nothing for you here. It's mine. I've claimed it.
Claimed it? Are you part of a clan who lived here?
Clan? No, but it's still mine. Ruck's been here for years now, and no city dwarf will take him away.
Bah! He's a bloody scavenger. Good as sodding gone.
Be gone, you! You'll bring the Dark Ones back, you will. They'll crunch your bones.
Word has it you can only survive down here by eating the Darkspawn dead.
Darkspawn blood is poison. Men have died from drinking it.
It burns when it goes down. It burns! It's my claim, not yours. Crunch your bones!
We
Yep. Let's leave Redcliff and Nathan pick up these records. Orton's records. Look.
Go away! This is mine! Only I gets to plunder its riches!
Is this Branka's campsite?
It's mine! I'm the one who found it! I drove out the crawlers! Now it's mine!
I'm not here to steal anything. I promise.
You won't take anything from Ruck? You won't take his shiny worms? Or pretty rocks?
If it's valuable, I'll trade you for it.
Ruck not mind that, maybe.
So your name is
Yes,
Ruck?
Ruck's my name. I do not hear it much, so sometimes I like to speak it out loud. Ruck! Ruck! Ruck!
I think I met your mother. Is her name Filda?
No filter. No mother. No warm blanket and stew and pillow and soft words. Ruck doesn't deserve good memories. No.
Alright, calm down. Different question. Your mother misses you. She asked me to find you.
She did not know. Not what I did. I was very angry, and then someone was dead, and they wanted to send Ruck to the mines. If I went to the mines, she would know. Everyone would know. So I came here instead. Once you eat, once you takes in the darkness, you not miss the light so much. You know, do you not? Ruck sees. Yes, he sees the darkness inside you.
The Blight. That is a frightening thought. Nothing like you. You disgust me. I am a Grey Warden. It's not the same.
Grey like the stone. Guardian against the darkness.
How do you survive here?
When the Dark Ones were here, I kept to the shadows. They don't look in the shadows. Not if you're quiet. Not if you eat their flesh. Then the Dark Ones think you're one of them. They leave you alone. but now they're gone.
But there are still giant spiders here, correct?
The crawlers. They used to eat the smallest dark ones. Now the crawlers go hungry.
Do you know what the dogs want?
I think they went south. Far, far to the south. That is where the Dark Master calls them.
He's talking about the Archdemon, huh?
After the Dark Master awoke, he called his children and they all went. They wanted to go too and gaze upon his beauty.
Where's the Dark Master now? Do you know?
He stopped calling. I wish I could go see him, but Rock is a coward.
When did you arrive
Too
here?
long ago. I must think. 5 years? 6? Rock no longer remembers the smells and sights of the city.
I need to ask you something else.
I will answer your questions.
You find anything unusual at this
Bits of things, but only bits. The crawlers, they took almost everything. They take things of steel and things of paper. They take the shinies and the words.
Paper and words? That sounds like someone was taking notes. Do you think Branka camped here?
They bring to the great nest, the nest they makes for the eggs. They puts the shinies inside, they do.
Do you have anything to trade?
Ruck has some things from the camp. Sometimes the webs. You give him shiny coins, no?
Looks like that bone picker is living in Branka's old camp. Did you see the marks on the floor? There were a lot of people and fires there once. Those must be Branka's papers he said were taken by the spiders. Nothing that fragile would be left from the tag.
That's some milky water. Just making sure.
Your orders?
I'll kill it. Go on.
Killed it yet. Just on. Nice finish. Branka's journal? This looks like someone's journal. The cover's battered and torn, but intact. As you leaf through the distinct pages, the text catches your eye. You found evidence today that the Anvil of the Void was not built in the Orton Thag. You will go south to the Dead Trenches. The Anvil is somewhere beyond Broodmother. My soldiers tell me I am mad that the Dead Trenches are clouded with darkspawn. That we will surely die before we find the Anvil, if we find it. Broodmother. I leave this here in case that they're right. If I die in the trenches, perhaps someone can yet walk past my corpse and retrieve the anvil. She's kind of really looking for the anvil, and throw everything else to the wayside. For if it remains lost, so do we all. If I have not returned and Ogren yet lives, tell him no. What I have to say should be for his ears alone. Tell him no. What I should say is for his ears alone. This is my farewell.
Branka was thinking about me. I knew she still cared. Old softy. Looks like the dead trenches is our next stop then. They say the darkspawn nest there. Whole herds of them. But if that's where Branka went, then that's where I'm going.
To Bunamar. Wow, that's a pretty big jump. There's the Archdemon controlling the Horde of Darkspawn. The Archdemon has shown its face with his horde of Darkspawn. Hey, it's the Dead Legion.
Let them come! It saves us the walk to their lairs! Darkspawn!
Oh, I mean, we still gotta walk across the I knew I shouldn't give you that ale so quickly.
Go ahead.
Will they help with them?
That's Rasvala, Grey Warden. I've never seen one of your kind in the deep roads.
Well, oh, Grey Warden. You know I'm a Grey Warden.
I recognize a fighter of Darkspawn. It marks you. It's why we in the Legion of the Dead abandon our lives so we can face them without fear. It's a sacrifice I understand Grey Wardens are familiar with. What do you want here, Warden?
I'm Cthulhu and I'm looking for allies. I need to find Paragon Branka.
Who put this dull idea in your head? We got other things to worry about in Ozammar. Ah, now I see. The Deep Lords in the Assembly can't make up their minds, so the Pretenders need added influence. I get that right?
That's right. You have anything useful to add?
Warden, you got your work cut out for you. Paragon Branka is dead, everyone with sense knows it. Past our line, the Darkspawn kill everything.
Then move your line. Why hold back?
I'd gladly lead an assault through the dead trenches, but without an ass in the throne, we have no orders. I won't take fool's gold from a pretender. You want to go digging blind? You go right ahead.
Should be more concerned about the coming Blight.
Why? The other kingdoms only care when the Darkspawn march in the light. But they are always here. Always pushing. You lived here, you know. Blights take so long because we keep Darkspawn in check. A surge on the surface would reduce the pressure on us. When the time comes, I'll care for a good Dwarven reason. Sod the rest.
Tell me more about the Legion of the Dead.
Wondering what your life would be like if you'd stayed in Ozammar? Few others of our kind would have you. We accept anyone, and are revered in advance as heroes who have and will die in glorious battle. Even murderers.
I'm no murderer. I did what I had to do. I'm no murderer. I did what I had to do.
The Legion knows those words well. It's a song of the recruit hoping for a way back to caste or honor. They get their head out of the smoke and accept their fate. Or the stone takes them.
Ever heard of the Anvil of the
Like
Void?
Deshyrs, I've heard of respect. Never seen it. And if it exists, it wasn't meant for me. But if you're looking for paragons, you may as well look for the Anvil. And endless Lyrium.
I'm leaving.
Let us know if you find any paragons. You're as likely to find a dozen as one. And Warden, watch yourself. Drunks make poor allies.
Well, Caridan, I'm gonna move up the line.
Let's kill these Darkspawn. So they have oh, well, good job, Wynne. This is terrible. How you done it? So bad. This was...
Well, Grey Warden, I'll give you credit for backbone. You've dug a line through the spawn. Still no sense in your head, but you've got skill. Good luck, Grey Warden.
But you got skill. Yay, Dark. Wild. I'm not so sure.
Three's a little absurd.
Time for more Darkspawn, I see.
Oh, it's not just. Oh, it's just a lot. We just. And these things shred. That's why Shale. See, look at vomit.
Look at Audrey. Continue.
First day they come and catch everyone.
Just search that room completely.
As you desire.
First day comic. Oh.
Of course.
First they come and take
Second
everyone.
day, they beat us and eat some from meat. Fifth day they return and it's another girl's turn.
Saturday night.
Sixth day, her screams we hear in our dreams. Seventh day, she grew as in her mouth they spew. Eighth day, we hated as she is violated. Ninth day, she grins and devours her kin.
Fleshy sack.
Now she does feast, as she's become the beast. First day they come and catch everyone. Second day, they beat us and eat some from meat. Third day, the men are all gnawed on again. Fourth day, we wait and fear for our fate. Fifth day, they return and it's another girl's turn. Sixth day, her screams we hear in our dreams. Seventh day, she grew as in her mouth they spew. Eighth day, we hated as she is violated. Ninth day, she grins and devours her kin. Now she does feast, as she's become the beast. First day they come and catch everyone. What is this? Someone new? Impossible. Feeding time brings only kin and clan. I am cruel to myself. You are a dream of strangers' faces and open doors.
I feel so bad for her. Is this Darkspawn corruption? It looks different. Examine her closely. She appears to be suffered from high fever. Her skin is pale and she is covered in dark splotches. She is becoming a Broodmother. The most vile Darkspawn. Unless you're talking about Awakening. That Broodmother's not that bad. If you know what I'm talking about. But oh my god, this is a fate worse than death. It's so bad.
First day they come and catch everyone.
Is this Darkspawn corruption? It looks
corruption.
Different.
The men did that. Their wounds festered and their minds left. They are like dogs, marched ahead, the first to die. Not us, not me, not Lyrium. We are not cut. We are fed. Friends, and flesh, and blood, and bile, and all I could do was wish Lyrium went first. I wished it upon her so that I would be spared, but I had to watch. I had to see the change. How do you endure that? How did Branka endure?
Are you from Branka's house?
Do not talk of Branka, of what she did. Ancestors preserve us. Forgive me. I was her captain, and I didn't stop her. Her lover, and I could not turn her. Forgive her. But no, she cannot be forgiven. Not for what she did. Not for what she has become.
What did she do? Hespeth, what did Branka do? I love her in the dark. No wonder she left Ogren. No wonder she left Ogren. What did she do, Hespeth? What did Branka do?
I will not speak of her, of what she did, of what we have become. I will not turn. I will not become what I have seen. Not Lyrium, not Branka.
She already had the chant down. It's a matter
She
of time.
became obsessed. That is the word, but it is not strong enough. Blessed stone, there was the rock.
I knew it was short.
Finally beneath my foot.
We tried to escape, but they found us. They took us all. Turned us.
Where is she?
Broodmother.
These spirits are
I thought it would have fallen into dust by now.
These spirits are gonna be real pissed at me soon. Real pissed. Real soon.
They kill. They're merciful. The women, they want to touch, to mold, change until you are filled with them.
Yeah, golems are already pretty cool. Ominous door. All open now.
They took Lyrium. They made her eat the others, our friends. She tore off her husband's face, drank his blood.
That's fucked up. Here.
And
That's
she ate, she grew. She swelled and turned gray. She smelled like them. They remade her in their image. And she made more of them.
Oh. Oh. Broodmother. She even has like an announcer for her. Broodmother. Oh. The rocks valve. That'll win us. My screenshots. Come on, Jill. She's so low.
so annoying. Yes! Ooh. Yo! Oh my god! That was actually really sick. Oh, he rolled off the back of it? That was kind of cool. We did it! The Broodmother slain!
Come from. That's why they hate us. That's why they need us. That's why they take us. That's why they feed us. But the true abomination is not that it occurred, but that it was allowed. Branka, my love. The stone has punished me, dream friend. I am dying of something worse than death. Betrayal.
I guess onward to the Anvil of the Void. We're getting so close to that anvil.
If Branka is anywhere, this has to be it. She will not be unprepared.
Getting so close to that anvil to make golems.
What was that?
Let me be blunt with you. After all this time, my tolerance for social graces is fairly limited. That doesn't bother you, I hope.
Shave my back and call me an elf. Branka, by the stone, I barely recognized you.
Ogren. It figures you'd eventually find your way here. Hopefully you can find your way back more easily. And how shall I address you? Hired sword of the latest lordling to come looking for me? Or just the only one who didn't mind Ogren's ale breath?
Be respectful, woman. You're talking to a Grey Warden.
Ah, so an important errand boy, then. I suppose something serious has happened. Is Endrin dead? That seems most likely. He was on the old and wheezy side.
There's a new Blight. How do you know? I'm not just helping Ogren. He is dead, and yes, and the assembly is in deadlock. Ozammar needs a new king to defend against a Blight.
King won't defeat a Blight. We've had 40 generations of kings and lost everything. I don't care if the assembly puts a drunken monkey on the throne. Because our protector, our great invention, the thing that once made our armies the envy of the world, is lost to the very dark spawn it should be fighting. The Anvil of the Void. The means by which the ancients forged their army of golems and held off the first archdemon ever to rise. It's here, so close I can taste it.
Well, of course there is a catch. Sounds like you could use some
and
help.
You assume, after all my efforts, you'll be able to waltz in and seize the anvil without a hitch? How typically arrogant. The anvil lies on the other side of a gauntlet of traps designed by Caridan himself. My people and I have given body and soul to unlocking its secrets. This is what's important. This has lasting meaning. If I succeed, the Dwarven people benefit. Kings, politics, all that is transitory. I've given up everything and would sacrifice anything to get the Anvil of the Void.
Does that include Hespeth and the others of your house?
Enough questions. If you wish me to get involved with this imbecilic election, I must first have the Anvil. There's only one way out, Warden. Forward. Through Caridan's maze, and out to where the Anvil waits.
What has this place done to you? I remember marrying a girl you could talk to for 1 minute and see her brilliance.
I am your paragon.
Dwarves are really evil and self-centered. But evil. The whole cast is here.
People detest Caridan's traps. There's no way to break through except trial and error. I sent them in. My house, and they didn't want to help. They tried to leave me. Even my Hespeth.
But even she couldn't understand that when you reach for greatness, there are sacrifices, as many sacrifices as are needed.
Time for more darkspawn, I see.
So, Ogden's her husband,
right.
Husband's both like second. And don't bypass the warriors. Right to the main. Only we do that. That's our tactic. And it works pretty well. Oh, Lyrium.
Right here.
Lyrium. Only mages can use Lyrium. Man, awesome. Why are you running so hard? I might misremember it, like I misremembered, but actually I always went out of the Broodmother fight and enjoyed it. Why are they all running past everyone? Stop it. Oh my god! You wanna jump on him? No? Okay. That was lame. Resistance. Combat. Regeneration. Stamina regeneration combat. Okay. Go for this boss. Kill all these spirits. Space. Not just like craft anything boss. I hit every side.
Why do they bother?
All sides. Okay, no, you just gotta hit all sides. Okay, still touching. Everyone follow me. There we go.
As you say.
And now we just hit him. I can't move. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's twice. The blue once, and then oh, yeah. So I can just do more damage. 500. We all didn't die. Doors open. This was a unique boss. Kind of cool. I kind of like it. You think this is a heart? Wait! 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 This could be the heart of the Titan we just beat.
Look at the Lyrium veins. It goes right to the center. That
the first Caridan could have figured out how to weaponize the heart of a Titan. This could have been the heart.
Onward. Oh, we're at the anvil of the void.
My name is Caridan. Once, longer ago than I care to think, I was a paragon to the dwarves of Ozammar.
Caridan, the paragon smith? Alive?
Ah, there is a voice I recognize. Shale of the House of Kadash. Step forward.
You know my name. Is it you that forged me then? Is it you that gave me my name?
Have you forgotten then? It has been so long. I made you into the golem you are now, Shale. But before that you were a dwarf, just as I was. The finest warrior to serve King Valtor, and the only woman to volunteer.
The only woman? A dwarf?
I laid you on the anvil of the void, here in this very room, and put you into the form you now possess.
The anvil of the void? That is what we seek.
If you seek the anvil, then you must care about my story, or be doomed to relive it.
You made the anvil, I take it?
Though I made many things in my time, I rose to fame and earned my status based on a single item, the Anvil of the Void. It allowed me to forge a man of steel or stone, as flexible and clever as any soldier. As an army, they were invincible, but I told no one the cost. No mere smith, however skilled, has the power to create life. To make my golems live, I had to take their lives from elsewhere.
Like he did with Shale. Sounds like blood magic, a dangerous road. 10 feet tall and invulnerable. I think Fate's word. I could think of Fate's word to the death. Yeah. 10 feet tall and invulnerable. I could think of worse Fates. Sounds like blood magic, a dangerous road.
The Darkspawn were pressing in. Originally, I only took volunteers, the bravest of souls, willing to trade their very lives for the chance to defend their homeland. But King Valtor became greedy. He began to force men, casteless and criminals, his political enemies, all of them were to be given to the anvil. It took feeling the hammer's blow myself to realize the height of my crimes.
So you steal it away. Well now, do you want revenge?
Not revenge. The blow of the hammer opened my eyes. My apprentices knew enough to make me as I am, but not enough to fashion a control rod. I retained my mind. You were amongst the most loyal, Shale. You remained at my side throughout, and at the end, I sent you away out of mercy.
I do not remember.
We have remained entombed here ever since, and I have sought a way to destroy the anvil. Alas, I cannot do it myself. No golem can touch it.
No! The anvil is mine! No one will take it from me!
Shale, you fought to destroy the anvil once. Do not allow it to fall into unthinking hands again!
You speak of things I do not remember. You say we fought. Did you use our control rods to command us to do so?
I destroyed the rods. Perhaps my apprentices eventually learned to replace the rods. I do not know. But if so, then all they need is the anvil to make all the slaves they need. You, please, help me destroy the anvil. Do not let it enslave more souls than it already has.
You were a paragon. I'll help you if you support a new king. Why should I let your guilt convince me? I need to bargain with Branka. I won't make golems.
As long as the anvil exists, it may be used to create slaves, and it will be used. Why seek a more difficult path when another, easier path is available? Help me destroy it.
I suppose you, of all people, know the risk.
So it fights with Caridan? Good. That seems right.
Thank you, stranger. Your compassion shames me.
No! You will not take it! Not while I still live!
Branka, don't throw your life away for this.
We have to destroy the anvil,
Just
Branka.
give her the blasted thing. She's confused. Maybe once she calms down, we can talk to her.
She's obsessed beyond redemption. She's obsessed beyond redemption.
You're not the only master smith here, Caridan. Golems, obey me! Attack!
A control room! My friend, you must help me! I cannot stop her alone!
Gotcha.
We are attacked.
Right, oh my god, I was in bed already. No health. They do this. We all have oh yeah, I forgot she also splits. Oh, I took out the golf. Nice, took out another golf. Heal again. They're all less than close. I don't know. Oh, those ghosts! Thank you, Shale, for the Godquake.
Another life lost because of my invention. I wish no mention of it had made it into history.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Stupid woman. Always knew the anvil would kill her.
How is it that the woman was not able to disable me as she did you, Caridan?
I do not know. Have you been altered?
I once had a pathetic little mage of a master. He did something to me, experimented on me, and then I killed him, and it rendered me paralyzed.
Perhaps he was bringing forth old memories, and caused you to remember the time when you fought at my side. The paralysis you speak of always resulted when the Master perished. As for your free will, you were always a strong woman, Shale. I am pleased to see you remain such.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Do not thank me. All of this is my doing, my legacy. But at least it ends here. I thank you for standing with me, stranger. The anvil waits there for you to shatter it.
It was good to meet you, Paragon. I intend to ensure that your warnings about the golems are heard by the Circle of Magi.
Is there any boon I can grant you for your aid? A final favor before I am freed from my burden?
Ogren, you lost Branka to this. What do you want?
I don't suppose you can bring Branka back. Maybe make her a golem like you.
I would not do such a thing to her, even if I could.
Somehow I didn't think so. Well, and I don't want anything that would remind me of this. Best it's just done. There is still the matter of the election. I mean, we still need a paragon to get the assembly support, right?
For the aid you've given me, I shall put hammer to steel one last time, and give you a crown for the king of your choice.
I will destroy the anvil as agreed.
You have my eternal thanks, stranger. A trust and I'll tongue sharp. May you always find your way in the dark.
Poor Caridan. Man. That sucks. That sucks. What if it doesn't burn you? What if you're just lying at the bottom of the lava pit? Golem Registry. You see a large stone tablet chipped with age, with a great number of dwarven runes carved into its surface. The writings in Dwarven appears to be a large list of names, each with the stamp of their house next to them. You recognize a few of the house names. At the bottom of the list are the words, "We honor those who have made the sacrifice. Let their names be remembered." The carvings are still deep enough that a tracing could be taken, allowing the information to be carried elsewhere. Shale, you recognize any of this?
No. Perhaps it thinks I should. It may have something to do with Caridan's words. If there is some way to make a copy of these runes, I am willing to study them. Perhaps there is something to be gleaned from them. I know not.
What about you, Ogren? Can you make anything out of this?
Names. Long list of dwarves. Wait, hold on. We honor who have made this sacrifice. Let their names be remembered. Fart me a lullaby. It's a memorial of all the dwarves who became golems. Has to be. If there was some way of getting this back to the Shaper at Ozammar, I bet they'd brown their trousers and pay good gold for it. Probably both.
Brown their trousers and pay gold. Okay, let's take a tracing. The ancient runes are traced into a stack of papers which you store in your pack. A stack of papers? Dang, we must have been there for a while. It becomes so cool
that pretty much beat the sod out of how I imagined it. You ready to head back yet and share the news?
Yeah, we better head back. To the assembly. They need to know as soon as possible. Let's go on.
Yeah, those Deshyrs have been trying to destroy the city for years. Haven't managed yet.
We're back.
Lords of the Assembly, I call for order. This argument gets us nowhere.
Then why these delaying tactics? I call for a vote right now. My father has one living child to assume the Idukan throne. Who would deny him that?
Your father made me swear on his deathbed you would not succeed him.
I apologize for the interruption, Lord Steward, but the Grey Warden has returned.
We should let the Warden speak. What news do you bring?
I bear crown from Paragon Caridan for his chosen king.
Caridan was trapped in the body of a golem. This warden granted him the mercy he sought, releasing him and destroying the Anvil of the Void. Before he died, Caridan forged a crown for Ozammar's next king, chosen by the ancestors themselves.
And we are supposed to trust this? The word of a drunken sot and a Grey Warden known to be in Harrowmont's pocket?
Silence! This crown is of Paragon make, and bears House Ortan's ancient seal. Tell us, Warden, whom did Caridan choose?
He wished me to give it to whoever I choose. Caridan chose Balin. Caridan chose Harrowmont.
I appreciate your forthrightness, Warden. You have acted with grace through this entire torturous process.
Let the memories find you worthy. First amidst the lords of the houses, the King of Ozammar.
I will not abide by this!
The ancestors have spoken.
Harrowmont is your king. Stand behind him. Stand down, Balin. You've
Would
lost.
you let a surfacer decide the fate of the dwarves?
Watch out! They brought weapons!
Guards!
Yep. This is emphasize why roll legit. Fighting. The assembly. Roll the civil war. Bro doesn't know that. Dark Anvil. Balin, your last.
I admit I did not think even Balin would defy the word of a paragon, nor that so many would follow him. But most of Ozammar has seen him for what he really is, and I trust we will bring this insurgency under control.
I have faith in you, King Harrowmont.
Indeed. More than anyone but my wife, Warden, and I thank you for it. Those loyal to the throne will begin preparations for a surface mission immediately. Ozammar will fulfill its treaties. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get to the palace and set our plans in motion.
Don't I get a statue or something in my honor? Just make sure... And I must return to my duties on
This is the staff I carried as King Endrin's II. Take it as a reminder of your place in Ozammar. I wish you luck against the Blight Warden. May we foster another 4 centuries of peace.
Your role in this election.
Hey Rika, how's it going?
You traitor! I have nothing to say to you!
You are no longer my brother.
That's how I thought it would go. Come on, Rika. Balin would... You just have
Grey Warden,
a
you have
knack
impressed
of
the
like
best
bad
of
people.
us.
Huh?
If I'd heard it secondhand, I'd have called it a sodding lie. Warden, we've got a king because of you. The rest, impressive, but the Legion is grateful most for restored leadership. It frees us to fight to the Darkspawn properly.
Can I count on you to fight the Blight on my side? At my side?
You'll have us. It's time the surfaces saw the good the stone can unleash. Back to Ozammar when we win, though. I'll not stay topside to lose my stone sense.
Thanks. We have the Legion of the Dam on our side. Bro, make a stop by the Shaper real quick. I have 3 different quests to turn in.
I started to worry. I didn't know if you were ever coming back. Did you find any records? Any sign of the old Orton Tig?
Here's the records right here.
You found them? Let me see. That's my great-grandmother's name. And her husband. Oh, great ancestors, it's them! It's me! I am an Orton. Oh, thank you. I have to take these to the assembly right away. Find me there. Once these are acknowledged, I'll give you any reward.
Looks like we're making a stop by the assembly on our way back too.
Impressive work, Warden. King Haramont's impending coronation has been entered into the memories. Is there something more I can help you with?
I have some of these tracings you might all be interested in.
What's this? A list of names. Most of these clans no longer even exist. Is this authentic?
You bet your hairy arson is. Taken from a tablet in Caridan's fortress, no less.
Then is it true? The rumors of Caridan's so-called volunteers? Extraordinary! I would love to make a copy of this. The Shaperate has never had much information on Caridan and his golems, much less proof of this magnitude. Warden, I hope this artifact from our archives will suffice as a reward. I must inform the Shaperate at once.
Thank you. And I'll also take these memories. What? I don't remember that bit. Okay, now back to the assembly to get my gift from the Orton lady.
My name's Orta. After the old Orton house. They gave our seat back. And the records show which houses still owe House Orton money. One day, I will be able to properly thank you for all you've done for me.
Just continue supporting King Haramont.
I will. And I don't know what treasure is left. But whatever I get, you can have as much as you want. I'll have to find someone willing to look. Maybe a whole expedition. If the Tig is still there, it must have something. House Orton will not forget this kindness. Didn't that sound official?
That's done.
All the North join Haramont's. Attack for Balin. Stay down.
Time.
Wait, that's different.
Ooh. Ooh.
You've returned. With all the excitement over the new king, I never expected you to remember my poor son. Did you learn anything about my ruck?
Yes, but you may not want to hear it. Lady, your son is a dung-eating lunatic.
What is it? Is he dead? Oh, please don't torment me.
I'm afraid Ruck went crazy after too long in the deep roads.
Crazy? Oh, ancestors, save him. I've heard of this.
Lost soldiers turning on each other, eating darkspawn flesh. Is that what happened to my boy? Why didn't you bring him home?
Trust me, he's too far gone to help. Forget him. He's too tainted to come back to Ozammar.
There must be a way. If he lives, there's hope. I have to go to him. He needs me. Oh, he must be so frightened out there, so lonely. I thank you for what you've done. Even if you couldn't be bothered with more. Take this. It's my husband's masterwork, the first shield he smithed. I was saving it for Ruck, but I want you to have it. As my thanks.
Mountain pass.
Give me a moment.
Is everything alright?
Of course everything's alright. Just give me one sodding moment. By the stone. I feel like I'm about to fall off the world with all that sky up there.
Yes, I remember that feeling. It passes. Never really get over that feeling. Well, take your time. I need you. Never really get over that feeling.
Sodding fabulous. It'll be like being drunk all the time, but without spending all that time actually swallowing. Nothing over your head. At all. Just any time a great sodding big bird can fly overhead and take you away. You people are mad out here. That's all I'm saying. Well, let's get moving. We're losing, daylight.
I heard about all those mages in Lake Callanheart. They up and turned into a pack of demons.
No. Did the Templars kill them all, at least?
Nope, I guess they got better.
More likely working with the Darkspawn to take us over.
I don't even want to think about it.
Nope, more likely they got better. Doubt in my ability.
They'll pay a premium until this backlog is
It
moved.
seems I must retract a statement I made earlier. The Elder Mage is not at all like my former master.
Oh? That's a good thing, is it?
It is, unless you happen to like having your head crushed. Not that I remember doing that.
You know, I think I even remember who you speak of. His name was Wilhelm, yes? From the Free Marches?
It was Wilhelm of shrill voice and the control rod that he enjoyed wielding very much. Any more than that, he did not divulge.
Well, if it was the same man, he had quite the reputation. A scholar of some means who disappeared mysteriously.
Mystery solved. I killed him. I expect I smiled, much as I'm able to.
You do speak your mind, don't you?
Fortunately, no other part of me has anything to say.
Death. Back to the world map. Party camp.
I lied to you, you know, about why I left Orlais.
I knew you weren't telling me something. So you didn't get tired of that life.
In a way I did. But these feelings were triggered by events which I did not tell you about. I didn't feel like talking about it then. What happened to me? Maybe it will affect us, maybe not, but you should know. I came to Ferelden and the Chantry because I was being hunted in Orlais.
Hunted? What for? Fascinating, tell me more. Hunted? What for?
I was framed, betrayed by someone I thought I knew and could trust. Marjolaine. She was my mentor and friend. She taught me the bardic arts, how to enchant with words and song, to carry myself like a highborn lady, to blend in as a servant. The skills I learned, I used to serve her, my bard master, because I loved her, and because I enjoyed what I did.
So Marjolaine was a bard too?
She claimed to have retired. She married a noble and inherited his wealth when he died. To many she was just a rich widow. I thought I knew her. My devotion to her blinded me to her less than noble attributes. You can say it was my fault. There was a man I was sent to kill. I was to bring Marjolaine everything he carried. I don't know who this man was. She gave me a name and a description, and I hunted him down. I found documents on his body,
sealed documents.
You opened them, didn't you?
My curiosity got the better of me. Something told me that I needed to know what was in those letters. Marjolaine had been selling all kinds of information about Orlais to other countries, Nevara and Antiva among others. It was treason.
So, it's just Orlais. Isn't that what bards do?
Some. But I had always assumed Marjolaine only operated within Orlais. This was an unhappy surprise for me. My life as bard taught me that my loyalties should be kept fluid. My concern was not that she was a traitor, but that her life would be in danger if she was caught. Orlais has been at war with so many countries. It takes a harsh view of such things, as I later discovered.
Most countries don't appreciate treason.
I should have left well alone, but I didn't. I had to tell Marjolaine I feared for her life. She brushed aside my concern. She admitted her guilt, but said it was in the past. That is why the documents had to be destroyed, she said. I believed her. I kept believing up till the moment they showed me the documents, altered by her hand to make me look the traitor.
Who's they?
The Orlesian guards. They captured me. Did terrible things to make me confess and reveal my conspirators. It was a traitor's punishment I endured. And at the end of it, all that awaited me was eternity in an unmarked grave.
How unpleasant. How did you get
The
out?
skills Marjolaine taught me were good for something at least. I broke free when I saw the opportunity. I did not seek Marjolaine out. If she thought I was coming for her, she would have me caught again.
And so you came to Ferelden, to Lothlorien.
I was tempted to confront her. I was furious, betrayed. But what could I do against her? And so I fled to Ferelden, to the Chantry and the Maker. Ferelden protected my person, and the Maker saved my soul. And that is the reason I am here. The real reason. No more lies between us, at least in this.
Is having you here a threat to us? Thank you for trusting me with this.
It feels good to have this off my chest. Thank you for listening and understanding.
Shale, you want to talk?
Shale of House Kadash. Is that who I once was? I find this difficult to believe.
You're tall for a dwarf. Are you doubting Caridan? You're tall for a dwarf. Are you doubting Caridan?
No, I do not doubt him. I simply cannot remember. If I was this Shale of House Kadash, as Caridan said, there must be some evidence of my existence remaining. I must find it.
Perhaps there are records of
There
those.
is another way. What Caridan said, it has allowed me to remember one thing. I believe I know where Kadash Taig is.
Isn't that proof right
Perhaps
there?
it cannot understand what it means to be blank, but I must know. I must be certain.
If we could go there
Its
together.
offer is appreciated. I will mark the location on its map. If we can journey there soon, I am most curious as to what we will find.